What's going on, y'all? This is Pito back with another book review. Today we doing As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. This is one of my favorite books. It works on your thought process, your mental mind, and your verbiage more than anything. And one of the people that in my life that always correct me verbally is my sister Azina and my sister Faja. Always trying to get me to be perfecto with my words. They try to get me to be perfect with my words, and anytime I say anything that's out of line or out of character with where we're trying to go, they always correct me. So this is a book. This is a shout out to my sister Azina and my shout out to my sister Faja. Always trying to correct my words and be perfect. You feel me? So this is another book, As a Man Thinketh. I think every man should read this book. Every person should read this book. Every human being should read this book to be better and more impactful with their words. You feel me? All right, in the book, As a Man Thinketh, one of the coldest truths about the book, he drops right at the start of the book, is your thoughts are weapons. And depending on how you use them, you either build yourself up or you even tear down your whole entire life based on the verbiage that you speak. Allen says a man is made or unmade by the weapons of his own mind, meaning your success, your habits, your character, your reputation all comes from the battle that happens inside of your head before anything shows up in real life. I want you to think about that for a second. Everything you create is in your mind. Most people blame their environment, their upbringing, their job, their partner, the government, everybody in the world but themselves. But the book, it flips the mirror back on yourself to make you look within and stop blaming external factors. Your thoughts are the archetypes of your destiny. You don't escape them, you manifest them. If your thoughts are disciplined, focused, and intentional, then they become tools. But if your thoughts are chaotic, negative, self-sabotaging, then they become weapons that turn inwards. So remember, this book doesn't sugarcoat anything. It says your mind is a forge. Every belief is a hammer. Every thought is a blade. And every day you either sharpen a tool that builds your future or you swinging at weapons to destroy it. I swear to God, I love this book. I love what it represents and I love what it's speaking on. Because we all battle with our minds internally. We always battle with our thoughts and what we think and how we feel and what we say. And this is real powerful and real strong for us to sharpen them tools. So before your circumstance change, your thinking has to. Your outside world is just a reflection of the battles you win or lose internally. Chef's kiss. Mwah! I love it. So in the book, As a Man Thinketh, he hits us with another uncomfortable truth. A man is always, and I mean always, the master, even when he's at his lowest. This line stings because it kills every excuse we lean on. Allen says, even when you're broke, even when you lost, even when it feels like life is unfair, you are still the one steering the ship. Maybe you steering it blindly though. Maybe you steering it emotionally, but you still are steering it recklessly, but you're still steering it. Most people want to claim control when they winning, but the true test is, can you accept that at your lowest? Moments we shape by our own thoughts and habits and our decisions. Not to blame you for the decisions and everything that's going on, but to empower you. Because if your thinking played a role in putting you in a valley, your thinking also has the power to pull you up out of that trouble. This section isn't about shame. It's about responsibility, and responsibility is freedom. Understanding and knowing sometimes it's just half the battle. Sometimes that's the key to shit. Just understanding and knowing you are capable regardless of what's going on. Once you understand that you're the master, even in your lower state, something shifts. You stop waiting for a rescue. You stop hoping circumstances change, and you realize that your rise starts the second you decide to start looking and thinking differently. The power of this book, it puts the crown back on your head, King. It puts you back on top. Not when you're winning, but when you finally recognize that you are you even in your losses. No matter what, you still gonna be king. You just gotta make some adjustments. You just gotta change your way of thinking, change your way of looking at it, and make that shift to that place where you back on top. Feel me? So accepting them losses, accepting them wins, accepting everything, and realize that you still have control and you still in a position of power, but you have to execute differently. You with me? So just to continue on from that part we just read, he talks about most people only want to claim control when they winning, when life is smooth, when the money is right, when everything is clicking. But Alan pushes into the uncomfortable truth. The real test of mastery is when you can accept, even at your lowest moments, where shaping your own thoughts and habits and decisions. This part nobody wants to talk about because it's easy as hell to take credit for the highs. But it takes a different level of honesty to look at the lows and say, yeah, that came from me. That was my fault. That was my thinking. That was my habit. That was my issue. And understanding that's the reason why certain things fell. And Allah isn't saying just saying it's just to punish you. He's saying it's to empower you, because the second you realize that you are part of the cause, you also realize that you are part of the cure and the fix. That's a shift in the mindset we talk about that we're trying to get to. That's where power comes from. That's when he says a man is always the master, even in his lowest, because your thinking never stops shaping in your reality, whether you're aware of it or not. So believe me, wins, losses, everything that comes together, but really understanding that the true lesson is going to come from the losses, not the wins. I promise you that. You feel me? So in the book, As a Man Thinketh, James Allen doesn't let you live in a fantasy. He makes it crystal clear. A man wishes doesn't come from a life just because he wants them. They come to life because of his thoughts and his actions make an agreement. They come together. Everybody got wishes. Everybody wants to do better. But Allen exposes the truth that people ignore. You cannot wish for elevation while thinking small. You can't wish for success acting undisciplined. You cannot wish for change while repeating the same habits over and over again. As we all know, the definition of insanity, you hear it all the time. I do not have to repeat it. He says, wishing for easy is the mind's comfort zone. By turning the wish into reality, now that requires alignment with everything we just talked about. Your thoughts, they only create the vision. Your action gives it a shape, and together they build the life you want to live. Being aligned is basically the key to everything, having all of it aligned and sticking together and coming together. Alan is basically telling us life doesn't give you what you wish for, it gives you what you work for. And thinking about it consistently and acting on it consistently. So if the wish is real, the mindset has to match it. The behavior has to match it. And the lifestyle has to match it. It all got to come together. You cannot do one without the other and expect it to work. The same thing is saying in the Bible, faith without works is dead. And I hate people that be praying to Jesus and don't do nothing about it. Because a wish without action is just an imagination. But when a wish is backed by thoughts, discipline becomes your destiny. Feel me? I love this shit sometimes. Yes, sir. So in the book, As a Man Thinketh, the man is the cause of his circumstances, but rarely wants to take the accountability for that. In the book, As a Man Thinketh, the conversation takes even deeper when it says the man is always the cause for his circumstances, but rarely want to accept accountability for it. And that's the part that hit the hardest, especially when you so used to winning or so used to things being your way, man, and then it becomes a certain point and you got to take accountability for certain L's you take. It's hard, man, because it's human nature to point outwards, to blame other people. We blame the job, we blame our childhood, we blame our partner, the timing, the system, the economy, the government, anything that keep us looking in the mirror. But Alan forces us to sit with that uncomfortable truth. Your circumstances just didn't happen to you. Your thoughts, your decisions, and your habits played a role in shaping them. Accountability, not all of them, but most of them. More than most people really want to admit about why they're in the position they're in. Alan isn't trying to guilt you. He's trying to free you, because once you accept the fact that you had a hand in creating the problem that you're currently in, you created your circumstances to some extent, you will always realize you have the power to create a solution and will not be stuck. in victim mode or the victim mentality. Accountability becomes a doorway to transformation to the life you really want. Accountability is the doorway to transformation to the life you really want. Hear me. You're basically saying you can't control everything that comes your way, but you can control how you think about it. You can control how you respond to it. And once you have those two things in your toolbox, you can react and respond to what you're going to do next. These are three things that determine your future and things anything outside of your circumstances could ever do. You feel me? In the book, As a Man Thinketh, they deliver one of the most powerful and one of the most misunderstood lessons. He explains that suffering isn't random. It's purifying. He says that suffering is put in a place to purify man. Now, that doesn't mean pain is pleasant or struggle is easy. It doesn't mean that it feels good in the moment. But his point is that suffering, it forces you to confront the parts of yourself that you never would have confronted in the first place. It never would have put you in the place, and you never would have been there in a place of comfort. You gotta go through some things to really understand. It scrapes away your ego. It exposes unhealthy thinking. It burns the habits off, the attitudes, everything that's holding you back. It purifies you. Suffering becomes the fire that reveals what's real. It reveals that dog you, and I know you got it. Most people think that pain is punishment, but Alan's path as a teacher, he makes it real clear. It shows that what you need to change, what you need to grow, and what needs to die off inside of you so you can raise into a higher version of yourself. You feel me? So suffering is purification, and I love this shit. He basically telling us that your struggles ain't meant to break you. They meant to cleanse you with all the bullshit we be putting up and dealing with because we so comfortable. To purify your thoughts, it purifies your thoughts. It sharpens your character. It strips away everything that cannot go with you to the next level. Everything that cannot go with you to the next level. And once you understand that, you're going to stop asking, why does this happen to me? And you're going to start asking, what is this shaping me into? What is my purpose? Where is this pain and this struggle leading me to? What path is it taking me down? And that's the motherfucking key. I promise you. Not being a victim. Not looking outward, not blaming everybody else. What you can do, what you doing. You feel me? In the book, As a Man Thinketh, he says a man isn't rightly conditioned until he is healthy, until he happy, until he is prosperous. And it makes it clear that these things do not just show up by accident. These are the natural results of being harmoniously bond between a man's inner world and his outer world. Alan is teaching us that the real success starts within. You can chase money. You can chase validation. You can chase attention. Even chase opportunities. But if your thoughts are chaotic, negative, or undisciplined, your outer life will reflect that disorder. Happiness is inner alignment. Health is inner discipline. Prosperity is inner vision expressed outwardly. He's telling us that when your thoughts, your emotions, and your habits are action in harmony, your inner and outer self will stop fighting each other. And I'm dealing with that myself, I promise you. Life begins to flow once you stop forcing outcomes, you'll start attracting them. So when your outer life and your inner life are aligned, things will come together beautifully. Mwah. But trust me, this is something I'm working on too. Because a man is only rightly conditioned when he's inside strong enough to build on the outside. This is what he basically saying, just so we could make it clear. You don't become prosperous and then become balanced. You become balanced, and that creates prosperity. Your outer circumstances rises to match your inner state. When the mind is clear, the body strengthens. When your thoughts are high, your life elevates. When your inner world is in order, the outer world will follow. So we got to bring it all together. Things may seem a certain way online. People may be flexing, fronting like they got certain things or in certain positions, but that be that bullshit, I promise you. Even if people have momentary ups and momentary downs. But when everything comes together, you'll be able to maintain. You hear so many celebrities say it's easy to get it, but it's hard to keep it. So without selling your soul, without doing the wicked out here to maintain, you can maintain with a healthy balance where you're doing everything correctly, innerly and outwardly, and all that prosperity gonna come. And then another thing, prosperity doesn't look the same with everybody. Some people will be prosperous financially to where they billionaires. Some people will be prosperous in a way where they just at peace. Some people, all levels ain't the same. So don't think that I'm saying once you get things in order, you'll automatically become a millionaire, because that's not prosperity to everybody. Everybody success and prosperity looks different. Some people prosperity is in their spirituality, in their religion, in their relationships, in their marriage. So there's so many different ways to be prosperous outside of just a dollar sign or a dollar amount. So just broaden your horizons when these things as well. You feel me? Because one of my things right now that I'm working on is physically, once I get in shape, that'll be, I'm feeling prosperous because I conquered something that I've been battling with for so long. So you feel me? You understand where I'm coming from. So in the book, As a Man Thinketh, James Allen breaks down something simple but powerful. Let a man change his thoughts and how he looks at things, and watch how his material possessions are transformed all around him. He's telling us that your outward life is just an echo of your inner thinking. Shift the thoughts, shift the lens, shift the outcome. Most people try to change their circumstances without changing their mindset. It's difficult. They want a better result with the same beliefs, the same reactions, the same self-talk, and the same perspective. Allen says that's impossible. You can't change anything if you're not trying to change anything, because the world doesn't change first. You do. We just was talking about this in the other book, the book about hope. Like, everything is fuck, a book about hope. You got to change internally for anything to change. When a man changes the way he thinks about money, he starts attracting opportunities instead of excuses. When he changes how he sees challenges, he starts growing instead of breaking and failing at any challenge that arises. When he changes how he views himself, he stops settling and starts becoming. The transformation starts invisible. It starts in the mind. It starts the way you interpret what's happening around you. Changing your perception can change your life. But soon, those inner adjustments begin shaping the outer world. Your habit shifts, your energy shifts, your decision shifts, the people around you shifts, your job is shift, your relationship, everything is going to shift once you start changing your thought process and changing your perspective and your inner voice. And suddenly your material life going to start matching your own mindset, your new mindset. Allen's message is simple but unfucking deniable. Don't wait for external changes thinking that's going to change you into the person you want to be. Change your thoughts and then your life will follow. Change inside of you, change your heart, change your mind, change the way you think. And then that's when your life will go down the road that you wanted to go down. You feel me? James, in a book, As a Man Thinketh, James Allen talk about the importance of having a purpose. Until a man's thoughts meet his purpose, there is no intelligent accomplishments. He's revealing that the difference between movement and progress. A lot of people stay busy thinking, planning, dreaming, worrying, but none of that turns into true success until those thoughts attached to a clear purpose, until them goals is attached to a clear purpose. Purpose gives thoughts direction, clear direction. Purpose gives effort meaning. Purpose gives discipline fuel. It gives it fire. Without purpose, your mind just wandering. You just out here living. You just doing shit just to be doing it. You react instead of create. You work hard, but you're scattered. Your energy is everywhere. Nothing has intention behind it, so nothing reaches its full potential. But the moment your thoughts connect with a purpose, everything changes. Everything sharpens. Everything gets better. Your focus arrives. Your decisions got extremely clear. Your actions start aligning. Your life develops some momentum. How significant is that? When you got a purpose, everything shifts, everything changes. Allen is telling us the accomplishment isn't just about working hard. It's about working intelligently. And intelligence comes with purpose-driven thinking. Understand your purpose is so significant. When a man knows what he's doing, he stops living randomly. He stops wasting time. He starts fighting for better. He starts fighting for battles that don't matter, because purpose takes thought and turns that into power. And when that's accomplished, benefits become inevitable, pimp. Inevitable. Let's become more purposeful. Let's become more intentional what we doing, and stop just out here doing shit just to be fucking doing it. It's got that. It's real shit. In the book, As a Man Thinketh, James Allen gives us a major key. Until a man's thoughts meets his purpose, there is no intelligent accomplishment. He's revealing that the difference between movement and progress, a lot of people stay busy, thinking they're planning, dreaming, worrying, but none of that turns into true success until those thoughts attract themselves to a clear, definitive purpose. Purpose gives you direction. Purpose gives your effort meaning. Purpose gives you discipline. It gives your discipline fuel. It gives it that fire. Without purpose, your mind just wanders. You just doing shit just to be doing it. Your reactions inside you react instead of creating when they're not in purpose. You work hard but scatter your energy everywhere. Nothing intentional behind it. So nothing reaches its full potential. Nothing reaches its full potential. But the moment your thoughts connect with purpose, everything sharpens. Focus arrives. Your decisions get vastly clearer. They get sharp. Your actions start to align with your inner thoughts, with your feelings, and where you want to go. Your life start to develop momentum when you got this purpose. You feel me? Allen is telling us that accomplishments isn't just about working hard. It's about working intelligently. James Allen doesn't mince word in the book As a Man Thinketh. He says doubt and fear must be excluded immediately. He calls them disregarding elements, meaning that the moment they slip into the mind, they begin breaking things apart from the inside. It's deep. He teaching us that strong, intelligent thoughts stop the second that doubt creeps in. It weakens your focus. It poisons your decision making. It shuts down creativity. Allen says that fear is the enemy of knowledge because you can't think clearly while you're afraid, while you're scared. You ever see a fighter in a fight that has all the ability in the world, but he's scared? He can't move. You can't move confidently while you doubting yourself. You reach higher levels of the mind when you question every step you take. You can't reach that is what I mean. You cannot reach the higher levels of the mind when you question every step you take. This is what the book is telling you. Protect your mind from fear the way you protect your home from intruders. Lock the doors of your mind. Shut it out. Don't let fear and doubt take root. Block it all out. Develop mantras, develop tools, develop tricks, journal, but don't feed the fear. Don't feed the doubt. Don't dwell on the fear. Don't dwell on the doubt because that shit would take control and take over and you will manifest the bullshit that you're afraid of. So let's not give it that energy. Let certain shit die. I'm coming to a point in my life where I'm developing this philosophy or this idea that letting certain things die with you, not give it energy. You're afraid of something. You go tell your homie, and you talk about it for an hour and a half. That's giving it energy. You go talk to your mom. You go talk to everybody about it. Everybody you know, y'all keep having this conversation. And then once you get past it or you start doing better of it, the person you gave it to gonna give it right back to you. Like, how you doing with that fear? And I'm not saying we can't go to therapy and I'm not saying we can't talk about it with professionals, but I'm saying this as far as trying to not give certain things energy and not trying not to manifest anything negative. Let's start letting things die with us in the sense of we're not giving it more power, more energy. How many times have you encountered something extremely negative and you took it to somebody and gave somebody that negative energy? You're recreating that energy. You're recreating that moment and you're giving it to somebody. You're giving it to a friend or a homie, and you have to you have to reenact that energy just for people to understand what you went through. So that's what I mean by saying let certain things die with us. So if you have a negative encounter with some bullshit, don't repeat it. Don't tell it 10 people. Let it die. Release that energy. Let it go. And let's stay positive and purposeful. You feel me? So in the book, As a Man Thinketh, James Allen's talk about the more you sacrifice, the more you accomplish. And this is so deep. It's so true and it's so real. Allen follow up with another deep truth. The more you sacrifice, the more you accomplish. Not sacrifice in a painful sense, but in a purposeful sense. Sacrificing distractions. You know that. Sacrificing laziness, of course. Sacrificing comfort, of course. Sacrificing the lower version of yourself so the higher version of yourself can rise. He's saying that success demands an exchange. And I had this theory, and I will get to that theory in a minute, but I just want to explain to you what this means to me. You give up what you no longer serves you to gain what your future requires. Every great achievement is built on a back of discipline. Focus on letting go and will hold you down. Sacrificing certain things so you can get to a higher self. I feel like a lot of times we reward ourselves with small victories and small wins. Like hypothetically, instead of sacrificing or fasting for the day, we have small little meals, or we have small little relationships, or we have like small little things that don't necessarily serve the goal where we're trying to go. I'm gonna give you a scenario that my therapist hit me with that I thought was amazing to kind of drive this point home a little bit more. He said, you want a 6-bedroom house with a pool, with a basement, fully furnished, taken care of, amazing. But on the way to that house, you keep parking and stopping at little condos, little studio apartments, little things that does not align with what your future really want. And then you keep wondering why we keep getting evicted from these smaller houses, because that's not your destination. That's not your place. That's not where you're supposed to be. But we keep settling for these small little victories and little wins instead of sacrificing for the full goal of where we're trying to go. So that's like another point that I keep trying to drive home. And I hope that I'm translating it correctly so where you can understand where I'm coming from. But rewarding yourself with these small little insignificant wins instead of sacrificing for the big win, instead of sacrificing for the big goal. Like if you're trying to become more healthy, stop eating little bullshits, fast, do your thing, what you're supposed to do, being more consistent. If you're trying to save money, stop spending money on little bullshit to buy. Like hypothetically, if you're trying to save to buy a camera that's $600, but you keep buying little stupid ass replacements, $100 here, $200, instead of saving for that one purchase, that's when it's going to really connect, when you start really sacrificing everything to get to where you want. That's where I'm trying to get at. And I hope I did a good job translating it, because I really don't feel like I did, but hopefully I did. So in a book, As a Man Thinketh, he says that you should cherish your goals and ideas. He reminds us that your world is built from your thoughts. So he tells you to cherish your goals, guard them, nurture them, see them as sacred. But whatever you repeatedly think about with conviction eventually shapes your actions. And your actions, you already know, shapes your reality. Your mind is your blueprint. Your thoughts are the archetypes. Your life becomes the construction. It all comes together. So cherish your ideas. Cherish your goals. Keep it, and not tell everybody, keep them to yourself. Because a lot of times when we talk to people and do too many talking, we feel like we've already accomplished it. You feel like you've already done it. Because everything you build begins with the unseen. So it's all in your mind. So practice on being quiet about your goals and really putting forth the energy into achieving them and doing what we got to do. You feel me? Another thing that he talked about in his book was the desire to obtain and the aspire to achieve. I'll enclose this part of the book with one of the most powerful statements. To desire is to obtain, and to aspire is to achieve. He's not saying that desire alone gets you what you want. He's saying that the real desire that kind of reshapes your habits and redirects your thinking becomes a magnet. It becomes, attractive in a way. When a man desires something deeply, his mind starts searching for the path. And they say that once you start doing it, the universe will provide you with everything you need as well. When you aspire towards something higher, your life starts shifting to match your new standards. Everything around you going to change to match the new standards. You feel me? Desire is the seed. Aspiration is the climb, is the mountain, is the path. Achievement is the harvest. It's the fruit of what you're doing. And it all begins with just a thought. It all begins with our thinking. It all begins in our mind. So the point of what I'm getting at is watch your thoughts, watch how you feel, what you say. You feel me? All right, so in this book, As a Man Thinketh, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've been going through a lot in life. Life has been literally whooping my shit. And in all aspects, in relationships and finances, in my living situation, like in the gym, like in every way imaginable, I've been dealing with a lot. And I'm constantly staying positive. I'm constantly reading. I'm constantly trying to bring y'all information and things that I'm going through, the books that I'm reading. I don't really talk about what I'm going through too much, but trust me, I've been going through a lot in every way imaginable, especially at my age. I'm 39 and I feel like I'm restarting in every way possible. But my point is saying it is, I listen to this book at night. Sometimes this book puts me to sleep because I just replay it and replay it and replay it. It's not a long book. It's not long at all, but it definitely gives me tools that I equip to battle some of these negative thoughts, some of these defeating thoughts, some of these thoughts that kind of try to put me in a place of you're not doing enough, you're not good, you're not comfortable, you're not safe, you're not accomplishing what you're supposed to accomplish at the age that you're at. And I see certain people surpass me in certain ways. And it fucks with me a little bit, like, damn, I'm supposed to be, or I'm should, and I got to get rid of that thought. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, because all of this is just redefining and me breaking. Let me say this. I prayed one day for a certain life. I literally prayed to God for a certain life and things to be a certain way. And everything around me started getting destroyed. Everything around me started breaking. Everything around me started falling apart. And that's when I knew, like, God was real. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because that's when I realized that in order for me to get these things that I want, all these things that I've been doing has to die. Everything that I've been doing has to die. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this video going to translate. I don't know. But that moment was a shift for me, realizing that in order for me to go to the place that I want to go, parts of me had to die. And I know that may sound crazy. But if you have read this book, As a Man Thinketh, if you have used this book to help you get to where you at, and if you have heard about it, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. This your boy Pito back with another book review. I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all.